So Joe Scarborough of Morning Joe, who went and bent the knee to Trump at Mar-a-Lago, but because of all of the backlash from their crybaby liberal audience, have decided to reverse course on the whole objective news thing, loses his mind over the idea of Elon Musk fixing the government and Donald Trump wanting to fix the government for the American people, and just says how mad he is at the idea of it. Watch.
Something that when I hear these two guys talking about how they're going to cut $2 trillion from the budget, it's a joke. And it's a joke because this is something you and I have been obsessed about for a very long time, the national debt, getting the deficit under control. And I just looking at your first chart here, I mean, people need to understand Social Security and Medicare make up about 50% of what the government spends. You add defense and veterans benefits, that's another 20%. So you're up to 70%. You then add debt and how much it costs to service that debt. That's another 10%. So, Steve, before they even start talking about cutting these so-called federal employees that are bankrupting us, it just makes me so mad. It's so disingenuous.
Again, do not trust these people. They have no interest in working for the American people. They want to maintain power, maintain control, expand the government under any costs, and it's going to ruin America. When people hear about the national debt, it's not just this arbitrary number that's very large. The problem is the interest payments on the national debt. Right now, as he pointed out, it's roughly 10 or 11%, almost as much, if not more, than the defense budget. The problem is if we have to keep taking out more debt year after year after year to pay for what we need in the budget, that increases the interest payment on the debt that we have. And eventually, the interest payments on our debt are going to represent a larger and larger portion of our federal budget. And if interest payments take up more of the budget every single year, that means we have to borrow even more money to pay for the existing things, which ends up being this snowball effect until one day the interest payments on our debt are 100% of our budget. And then the United States is finished. So it's just one of these problems that you have to address. And it's so weird because, like, if you ask a Democrat, should the government cut back and become more efficient? They'll say, yeah. But then when you offer solutions on how to do that, they fight against them vigorously, as if there's some sort of threat to the institution. It's the same thing that they do with illegal immigration. They'll try to say, legal immigration, yeah, it probably needs to be addressed. Okay, so we deport everybody, right? And then it alleviates some of this tax burden on these cities and states and the federal government that have to maintain them. Oh no, that's racist, that's xenophobic, you can't do that. It's like they feel good when they say that the problem is a problem. But the moment that they're presented with an opportunity to fix it, they fight against it because it's a threat to their power and control.